Everyone, Gretchen Wegner here, academic life coach and expert in all things anti-boring for students, parents, educators, and academic coaches starting their own businesses. That's a mouthful. But I got a question in response to the video that I did last week that was, how do I handle it when I find myself in total panic? And this question was asked because last week I shared the November theme for the month. And the November theme for the month comes from some writing that I have that I give to all of the educators in my Anti-Boring Educators Club. But the theme this time is, which one are you? Which freakout are you in? Is it feeling like a semester slog right now, like a long time to the end? Are you in the home stretch? Finals are just around the corner and you feel like you can make it. You just got to get some final exam tips. Or are you in total panic? And this person, who I think happens to be an educator, asked the question about, how do I survive total panic? I thought it might be a student, but it looked like it was probably an educator. So I want to share a few resources for surviving total panic with you today. The first one, let me zoom in here, is a brand new resource. Y'all are the first to find out about it, and you can download it for free at gretchenwegner.com/regulation. Because this question right here, how do I survive total panic, is actually a question about nervous system regulation. When I find myself in fight or flight, how do I survive it? How do I handle it? And so check that download. There's some basic information about what nervous system regulation is and an actual chart for practical things you can do by yourself and then also with other people to help you regulate. That said, I was totally inspired by this question, and I kept on having the thought, stop, drop, and roll come to my mind. And I don't know if that's a big deal these days, but back in my childhood, it's like, what do you do if something catches on fire? You stop, drop, and roll, right? And so the feelings of total panic actually are kind of like everything feels like it's on fire. So what do? We stop, and we literally stop with our body. So there are things we can do with our body, and then there are things we can do with our mind. So we literally stop moving. And we literally drop in and notice our sensations. So I think sometimes when we're just go, oh my God, panic. I see parents in this mode a lot. Actually, kids go into freeze, parents go into this panic. And I can see that educators, as you're approaching the end of this very difficult semester, might be in that panic zone as well. So take a moment to stop and just feel, where is the panic coming from? Like for me, the push, I feel a pushing sensation in my lower back that's pushing me forward. So just stop for a moment, feel where that is, and then roll. Roll means literally move your body, maybe get down on the ground and roll around, maybe shake. That's what animals do when they're shaking off stress. Maybe my own therapist has me with one of those big yoga balls or exercise balls, like kicking it with my feet against the wall or pushing it with my arms. Like we want to move our extremities as if we're letting our animal bodies run away, which is what they would want to do in a flight scenario, right? So those are literally some things you can do with your body. What can you do with your mind? You can stop and notice your stressful thoughts. A lot of times we're in total panic because we're telling ourselves a story that something is always going to be this way, or I'm never going to be successful, or I'm never going to get my students where they want to go, or always or never stories often create total panic. So stop and notice what story you're telling yourself. And maybe even use your mind to notice, where is that story coming from? And then how might you, even for just a brief moment, drop the story and notice what it feels like in your body when you drop the story. So I know from my own experience and a lot of research and reading I've been doing lately, that white supremacist culture, or The racist patriarchy is another, or racist capitalist patriarchy is another way we can think about this, creates a sense of urgency in us, pushing us to ignore our bodies. And we need to notice, is the story true? Like, is it true that if I don't get into the right college, the rest of my life or the rest of my students' lives are going to be a failure? It's not true. It's just not true. And so notice, where is the story coming from? Where in dominant culture are we being told that something is urgent when actually it may not be as urgent as it feels? And then what does the role mean when it comes to our mind? For me as a coach, it means let's just think through, what is the next doable step? With my students and a lot of their late work, we don't look at the whole list. We just look at, like, what are the next 3 most important doable small things that you can do? And just focus on those right now rather than the stressful thought. So this was a longer video than I intended, but I love whoever asked this question. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And actually tonight, depending on when you're watching this, if it's November, I think it's Tuesday, November 16th, is when I will be showing up live in conversation with you all. So you're more than welcome to download this new regulation document I have, or go to gretchenwegner.com/live and sign up to get the Zoom link that will give you access to just a free hangout on Zoom with me, where I'll be answering more questions like this. So I'll see you wherever I see you. And from my heart to yours, y'all, this is just a hard time. Take a deep breath and stop, drop, and roll. Bye.